lucky fella. In all the world you find the girl your arms are full to reach in the song to stars above. Coming out and he can tell us we can party, walk and sing.
Hi, did you ask to speak with the owner?
Yeah.
Is there something wrong with the food?
No, it's great looking. Great eating the food. The food is good. I just had a few questions about Donatello's.
Are you a food critic?
No, I'm Irish, and I don't have a clue what I'm eating.
So if you're not a critic, what's this for?
I write a blog about being single and 30 and unemployed and miserable.
I don't allow miserable in my place. I'm Joey.
Caitlin. You know, life can surprise you. I always thought that I'd be a journalist or a stand-up comedian or the patron saint of unmarried female bloggers. But I never thought that I would ever be Italian or so happy. Forever.
Forever.
I remember the first time, like it was yesterday. You looked at me and you smiled a while, and it's never been the same. And I wanna know you well.
Oh, thank you.
This could be good, but you can never tell. So come on, come on.
As Miss Colorado's special delivery, it has been my honor to inaugurate numerous automated stamp dispensers throughout the Metro Denver area. But no ceremony seems quite as
auspicious, boding well for the future.
Right. Quite as auspicious as today's dedication of the South Logan Street auto stamp machine.
And the crowd goes wild!
It is freezing out.
Am I mistaken, or is it your birthday today?
You're mistaken. It's next Monday. So there's still time to shop.
Oh, good.
Oh, and FYI, I've already got a giant pair of golden scissors.
Oh, these are for Rita's ribbon cutting.
Oliver wrote me a beautiful speech, I think.
You're going through with it? It's going down to 8 degrees on Wednesday. You'll freeze your crown off.
Neither rain, nor wind, nor snow, nor dark of night, Miss McInerney.
Oh, when would this winter end? It just goes on and on and on.
Yes, but just wait. You haven't yet experienced your first Colorado spring.
Oh, trust me. Once you've seen the cherry blossoms bloom in April along the Potomac River, nothing else compares.
Unless it's springtime in the Rockies.
Oh, I love that song.
What song?
When it's springtime in the Rockies, I'll be coming home to you. Little sweetheart of the mountains, with your bonny eyes so blue. Or something like that.
Wow. Oliver O'Toole, singing postal detective. What's this?
Oh, seems to be secondary transfer of organic material via footwear. Oh, yeah, I guess somebody stepped in some duck.
Thank you, Norman. Postmarked 2 years ago, Caitlin something. The address is virtually unreadable.
Ooh, divorce papers.
Miss McInerney, you have a distressing habit of opening packages without my express permission. This cannot continue.
The address was hopeless.
Your promise, please.
Fine, I promise. But
That guy from International Misdirects is so aggressive.
I got this.
Oh, seems to be something caught in the corner. It's a coin, I believe.
A ring?
Oh.
Joe, you two been together, what, 6, 7 years? Count to 10 before you mail that. Once it's out there, you can't take it back.
Ouch. That guy really must have wanted to get divorced. I mean, once you take the ring off the finger, there's really no hope.
What are those, little curlicues?
No, those are intertwined initials. See, there's a J and a C.
C for Caitlin and J for...
I've seen rings like this before. There is a whole street of boutiques in Larimer Square, and they make custom jewelry right in their studios.
Well, the inscription, I'm assuming, is their wedding day. It's 9 years ago.
There's a partial date here. These divorce papers were drawn up 2 years ago.
Well, whatever it was, they're divorced now, so what's the rush?
Well, ours is not to question why, Miss McInerney. Seeds of duty know not the flower, nor its blooming day.
Who wrote that?
Well, it's a line from a verse I composed in high school. About mail delivery, actually.
Singing, detective, philosopher, poet. I mean, where does it all end? Norman!
Oh, no.
What?
Maybe it rolled away when we emptied the bin.
Well, considering the condition of the envelope, it's a miracle it didn't fall out along... No!
Be honest, Oliver. You think we're gonna die in here, and you're writing your will, aren't you?
No. Times such as this provide one with a certain clarity. Well, the ring is here somewhere. As soon as we find it, we can locate the jeweler.
I did not open it. Honestly, I'm just sorry that I ever looked up Holly's address in the first place because until that moment, when I saw her name and her street number, she was just a concept. Just a mysterious absent wife in Paris. Now there's a real envelope in your pocket that could be delivered to a real person. It's funny. Remember the day we first met? I had a letter that I was afraid to open. And now you have a letter that you're afraid to mail.
I'm not afraid to mail this letter. Craftsman who values his work will certainly keep records, don't you think, Miss McInerney? Miss McInerney?
What a great idea, Norman.
Oh, I took this to the park once and found all types of cool stuff, like a spoon and a knife. Oh, would have been nice to have found the fork.
Well, maybe when the snow melts, we could take it to the park and you could show me how it works.
Ta-da!
Oh, great.
Nicely done, Norman.
Here is a list of jewelry shops.
Thank you, Rita. In the absence of Miss McInerney, would you care to accompany me?
Oh, sure, yeah, I'll just get my coat.
Rita?
Oh, I just remembered. I have to, sing. Speak. Oh, practice my speech. I have to practice my speech. Maybe you could take Norman.
Oh, all right. Norman, would you like to look at wedding rings?
Yeah. Yes. This is one of ours.
Oh,
Excellent.
phew. Just in time. You're the last one on the block.
Were you hoping to have it resized?
Oh, no, I'm already, she and I, cheated. It's a long story.
Love is a mystery.
Clearly.
But in the meantime, we'd like to locate the owner of this ring. We are hoping you keep records of your clients.
Out of the question, our records are confidential.
Did we mention the part about being an elite task force with wide powers of postal discretion, like the Avengers, the Incredibles, or the Postables? Did we mention that part?
Twice. Just leave it with us and we'll see that it's returned.
I'm sorry, this is now a matter for the U.S. Postal Service. You will just have to trust us.
You're gonna have to do better than that.
Because I really need an extra large Americano with a double shot of espresso and a side of steamed low-fat milk and 2 pumps of amaretto right now.
Okay.
Rita, can you keep a secret?
Oh, probably not.
Well, I'll try, but stuff just comes out. You're gonna have to stretch yourself. Come on.
Okay.
I found this in International Mr. X this morning. It looks a lot like a letter Oliver mailed to Holly a few months ago. Oh, wow. If it's what I think it is, then it never arrived in Paris. So he probably thinks that she never bothered to answer it.
And Holly probably thinks that Oliver never bothered to find her. Oh, wow.
That's assuming it is his letter, but we can't be absolutely sure unless...
Unless you open it, which you promised you would never do. Which is why you gave it to me. Oh, I can't. He'll kill me.
Oh, he won't kill you. You're Miss Special Delivery. You're the holy grail of first-class mail. You're dying to open it, too?
Gee, it's really a mess.
Okay, let me see. Looks like dear someone. Oh, so much time has passed.
And there's so much to say, and perhaps little time left to say it. I currently find myself in a position where my life may be at risk.
And there was never a better example of that than the night we met.
Oh.
How did they meet?
In a snowstorm on a mountain pass. Holly's car went off the road, and Oliver dug her out of a snowdrift right before Holly's car rolled off the side of a cliff. And they spent the night in his Jaguar, waiting for the snowplows to get through and rescue them.
You've got to be kidding me.
He was practically a hero. Kept her from freezing.
Yeah, I bet he did.
Well, she said he was a perfect gentleman. So, is it his?
Okay. I suppose I should not have been surprised.
I have a feeling that from the day we met, you began leaving me. But I knew of the world could never compete with your dreams of discovering it for yourself, of traveling the uncharted course, of living the bohemian life of artist and poet.
If you have left me behind forever, I will accept that. But if you regret your decision and simply do not know how to find your way home, Then come back. I am here willing to try again, to see your dreams through your eyes. Until I hear from you, I remain faithfully, Oliver.
Wow, it definitely is his.
He wanted her back. Well, she's still living in Paris. The address label is printing out now.
Are you sure you want to mail this?
I'm not mailing it. It's up to Oliver. But I'm sure he doesn't want to waste any more time. Wow. Wow.
What?
Well, it seems that Holly has a...
Miss McInerney?
How did it go?
It didn't go.
We went to 4 different jewelers, finally found the right one, and then you didn't like us.
Impossible. Everyone likes you. Well, they should. Anyways.
Miss McInerney, perhaps your computer might be of some service.
Yes, sure. Let me see. Oh, let me see the inscription on the ring again. Okay, I have an idea. With so little data, it could take a day or two, but I can program a search for weddings recorded on the date inscribed here, screening for the parameters Caitlin and the husband's initial J. No! Uh-oh.
What's going on?
Nothing. Norma just put a regular airmail envelope into the overnight express tube.
Oh, well, it's a small mistake. Some fortunate person will simply receive their letter tomorrow instead of next week.
I suppose worse things have happened.
Right.
Oh, worse things.
Yeah, much worse.
Mon désir, baby, mon petit chou. Bubble, bubble, mon chéri, baby, tu me rends fou. Bubble, bubble. C'est moi, c'est bonhomme de neige de la nuit. Encore, encore, ma baby, oh non, oh non. Mon chéri, mon petit chou. Bubble, bubble. J'arrivais parce que tu me rends fou. Bonjour, 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 la lamière de mon cou. Adieu, adieu, adieu. Bon voyage, mon petit chou. Tu me rends fou, bébé.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my very personal honor to introduce the First Lady of the United States Postal Service in the great state of Colorado, the beautiful, talented, postal Miss Rita Haywee.
Oh, good morning, and thank you very. Oh, I'm sorry. I think my lips just froze.
Allow me.
Oh. Well, thank you, Ramon. As Miss Colorado Special Delivery, it has been an honor to inaugurate numerous automated... thank you. To inaugurate...
Whenever our paths cross with Mr. Rodriguez, he seems intent on making an impression upon our Rita.
He's very popular these days. He's KBC's new weatherman now, and I heard he may get his own talk show.
Oh, talk show. But who knows what he's even talking about?
Truly, there is still room for we, the American letter to find our...
This is ridiculous. I'd give anything to be in Miami right now.
Yesterday you wanted to be in Washington.
Anywhere but here. Washington, Miami, Paris. And there's always April in Paris.
And autumn in New York. And, well, you could move to a remote island in the Pacific and avoid the cold altogether, Miss McInerney. I believe a hard winter like this teaches us to find signs of hope in the smallest of things. You see a robin on the windowsill, a crocus peeking out of the snow, and you never take spring for granted again.
When I was little, we had one of those old-fashioned porch swings. I used to swing on it for hours all summer long. But in November, before the first snow, We'd take it down and put it into the garage. And then a few months later, I'd be walking home from school and there it would be again. And I always knew when the swing was back up on the porch, spring was almost here.
Well, it's almost as good as Robin, I suppose.
And women of the United States Postal Service. Thank you.
You wrote a very lovely speech, Oliver.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Oliver, there's something that
Thank you, Ramon.
I should have told you about.
Oh, well, it can't be that bad. It's only Wednesday. Usually you save the bad things for a Friday.
No, this is bad. My bad. The letter you wrote to Holly and mailed at the hospital last summer in the rain. It came back.
It was quite damaged, you say?
Yes.
And someone opened it.
I didn't. I'm just the one who mailed it, accidentally.
I read it. Some of it. To confirm whose it was.
You promised me you would never again read the contents of a letter without receiving my approval.
Well, technically I opened it.
But I made her do it.
We're sorry, Oliver. We just care about you. That's all. Don't we?
I do.
I care about all kinds of things.
My wife is receiving this letter today that I wrote months ago, and it's too late to do anything about it.
There's more?
Miss McInerney, I don't believe I can take any more right now. Please excuse me. Perhaps you should turn your attention to that computer program you so strongly believe. That you believe in in which you so strongly believe.
Don't be frightened. We'll get through this. The secret is to stay awake. Maybe if we keep talking, that'll help.
First things first, I am Oliver O'Toole. I work with the Dead Letter Office for the United States Postal Service. Getting any warmer?
I think we're gonna die in here.
I'm sorry?
I think we're gonna die in here.
No. I will not let that happen.
Oliver, the program kicked out a name. The divorce papers were mailed to a Caitlin Castellucci. She runs a restaurant on South Broadway.
Is the one.
You haven't said a word in 20 minutes. Are you going to forgive me?
Two? Oh, no, we're looking for a Caitlin Castellucci.
She's not here. Can I help you?
I'm Oliver O'Toole from the U.S. Postal Service. We have a delivery for her.
I'm her husband. I can take it.
Sorry. Did you just say you're her husband?
Yeah. Where did you get that?
It was mailed 2 years ago, but...
It got lost. I know. Listen, she has no idea these ever existed. Please, don't deliver that to her.
You mailed this 2 years ago to your wife?
Yes. No, not exactly. I never told her about it. Listen, if she never gets it, what's the difference?
And technically, it's still mine, right?
Actually, it's now the property of the post office. I can see its delivery may cause some distress, but my hands are tied here. I wish there were a way of making this easier on you.
When will your wife be coming back?
Tomorrow. She's driving back from California from a wine auction. She'll be here at 6.
Perhaps if we come back after that, we'd have a little time to prepare.
Yeah.
You know, you're a lot of things, Oliver O'Toole. Opinionated, a perfectionist, basically a human antique, but I never figured you for a hypocrite.
I beg your pardon?
You stood right there and refused to let that man decide what to do with those old divorce papers. But less than an hour ago, you wanted that same chance to decide what to do with your letter to Holly.
My letter should have been processed and mailed and treated the same as any other dead letter.
Right.
My quarrel with you is that you broke your promise to me. You opened that envelope on the pretext of locating an ID when in fact it was to once again satisfy your curiosity.
That is not fair. I was just trying to...
You obviously do not share my commitment to putting your heart and soul into doing your job well, into doing the one thing right in my life that...
Oh, huh.
I was thinking about that metal detector idea that you had.
Feel this. It's cashmere.
Oh, it's cashmere blend. Actually pretty cheap. Rayon and a little polyester.
Still, Ramon does have excellent taste, don't you think?
I don't think about Ramon very much.
You said earlier today that there was more I needed to know.
When I was checking for Holly's address, her name came up in a video on YouTube.
On what?
YouTube. It's a... Oh, never mind. It's a video of a bunch of French people in a bookstore reading poetry, I think. Look.
Mesdames et messieurs, un poème par ma incroyable copine, Holly O'Toole. Je me trouve sur la montagne, perdu dans la neige. C'est la même neige, le même souvenir qui me donne l'espoir. Perdu.
Whole thing's in French.
Dans la neige.
She always wanted to learn French.
C'est la même neige.
Do you speak French?
Le même souvenir.
No.
Well, Rita called someone she knows.
Yeah, he said we could drop by his office tomorrow.
Is it a professor of French literature?
No.
And over here, we have northern Colorado. Very cold. Too cold for me. Too cold for you. What are you people doing living there? With the horses and the cattle and the bulls up there in the snow. It's 6 below the zero. Crazy.
He was pointing at Idaho.
Thank you, Ramon. Any chance we'll get enough powder to hit the slopes this weekend?
Oh, no. No. But probably yes.
Well, that's it from all of us at KBC Afternoon Update. In the Kitchen with Mary Lynn is up next.
And we're out. Everybody? Miss Rita.
Hi.
And her little friends. Such a pleasure. When I said I was at your service, Miss Rita, I meant it with all my heart. But my heart could never imagine that you would need my services so soon.
Oh, well, I never thought I'd need to be serviced so soon.
Over here.
Ramon?
Always such a pleasure. Have you and the lovely Shane continued your dancing together?
Well...
You were my best students. It's such a natural rhythm between you two. Eh? You can't teach that, you know.
I understand you speak French.
Well, I speak all the Romance languages.
Really?
Yes.
Latin?
Of course.
Portuguese?
I breathe it.
Romanian?
My mother tongue.
Norman? It's clear Ramon is multilingual. Shall we proceed?
Yes. Here is the poem. It's a little hard to hear, so I...
Oh, is it? Oh, no. Well, it's not a very good poem. The French is poor, and the imagery is cliché, and quite frankly, it doesn't even rhyme. But it has passion. And what is a poem? It is great passion, pushed into little tiny words.
Well, could you tell us what it says?
Of course. It is called The Night of Snow. You found me one night on a mountain, in the dark, in the snow that only got deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. It's deep. We get it. Death whispered to me in the wind, "Come away, come away." I was tempted to give in to the exquisite ecstasy of nothingness. But from a place stronger than death, in winter's very embrace, there you were, searching for me, calling for me. You saved my life in a world of snow. But what shall I do with my life now, now that I can see the sun? Like I said, it's trash. Garbage, but passionate garbage. Now, if you want to hear some great poetry, Miss Hayworth, would you accompany me this Saturday to a little soiree amongst close friends at my old dance studio?
Oh, that sounds fun.
It's samba night.
Oh, we're going for coffee at the Mailbox Grill. Want to come?
Do you know, I have very
Are you all right?
special shoes made specifically for myself.
The poem's about me.
All I have are misty memories of brighter days for you and me. Nothing left to prove that you can move me with a glance. This is a vanishing romance. Gone that magic sparkle and your smile. Our favorite song is out of style. There's no use pretending it's the ending of our dance. This is a vanishing romance.
So how do you know, like really know when it's gonna rain?
Is something one just feels?
Well, somebody's got to get back to the DLO.
Okay.
Oliver, we need to talk.
Death whispered to me in the wind. What does that mean?
Okay, you guys have 5 minutes to be weird, and it's back to work.
Something one just feels.
Wow.
Rita, I know it's been a big week dedicating the stamp dispenser, visiting the weatherman, but we can't fall behind.
Oh, yes, of course. It's just, can Ramon finish his story about when he was a cliff diver in Cozumel?
You used to be a cliff diver.
Oh, yes.
Oh, well, that's scary.
Once we face the things that we fear, they no longer have power over us. No?
No. Yes. It's quite profound, actually. Rita, 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Miss Rita.
Me?
Norman, you are in danger of standing by, letting Rita be swept off her feet.
Well, what can I do? I can't compete with that.
Do you realize that's the first time you've ever admitted your feelings for Rita?
Oh. Well, I told my grandmother, sort of. She told me to tell her, but I didn't know how, and now she's over there getting swept.
Well, it is hard to ignore a confident man with a broom.
What do I do?
Well, you get a better broom.
That's a metaphor, right?
Yes, it is.
You know, when I was a foster kid, no one ever called me by my real name, just nicknames. Like Stormin' Norman, Borman, Kid in Bed Number 5. Didn't tell them what my middle name was. You can imagine what they'd do with Xavier. But that day that I met Rita and she asked me my name, it just all came out at once. It was the first time that I'd ever told anybody my real name. Because I guess I just felt safe with her.
I believe you are.
I'm not in her league.
Norman, love can only survive on swagger and charisma for so long. Rita needs a man of true substance. She's holding out for a hero, Norman. That hero could be you.
Hi, I'm Holly. Would you like a yoo-hoo?
No, thanks. I usually leave those for all of Mr. O'Toole.
I'm his wife, you know.
Uh-huh. We all thought you were in Paris.
Oh. Hey, do Norman and Rita still work here?
Yes. Yes, they do.
And what do you do?
Tech support.
Well, good. Oliver could use some help in that department. I mean, he really is very smart, but he never quite got the hang of the internet.
Well, he's definitely of another time.
Yeah. He's always got a story or a quote for every occasion. I mean, he would be so fun at parties if he would go, which he won't, because that's just not who he is.
Well, I'm sort of New around here.
Let me give you a tip, okay? If he goes to a restaurant and he orders clams and red wine, he's very, very angry.
It's hard to imagine Mr. O'Toole ever being angry enough to eat clams.
Really? I guess I just have that effect on him, huh? Want to know the funniest thing about him? That man can kiss. I mean, that was the problem, right? He'd kiss me, and I would forget every promise I ever made to myself. So I just stopped kissing him, and it worked. I went to Paris.
Now you're back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. I mean, when you get a letter like this, what else are you gonna do? The things he said in this letter made me realize that
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Well, Mr. O'Toole, I still have some work to do on those papers for Mr. Castellucci, so.
Thank you, Miss McInerney.
I always thought I'd know what I was gonna say.
I read your poem.
Which one?
How many have you written?
I have a whole book of them coming out this fall.
Really? Well done. You always said you wanted to be a poet.
Oh, I've always been a poet. I just didn't know it.
Did you mean to do that?
What?
You just said know it and poet and...
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm not following.
They're just standing there talking. How close are they standing?
What are you guys doing?
Well, I helped myself to a yoo-hoo. Some things never change, right?
Oh, well, I don't know. You're here. And if you're here, that means you must have read what I wrote about being willing to change.
You know, I want to talk. I do, but it was a long flight, and I need to sleep.
Oh, of course. Where would you like to do that?
I got a room at the Brown Path.
Ah. Well, you always said you wanted to stay there some days.
Don't look so sad. Ollie, it's gonna be okay. I wrote a poem about that, too.
Oh.
Drinks in the lobby tonight, 10 o'clock?
Yes.
Okay.
She's coming.
Maintenance disorder B6, please.
There you are, Miss McInerney. I'm thinking perhaps it's time to deliver our letter to Miss Castellucci.
Oh, it's a little early, isn't it?
It is a restaurant. We could have an early dinner. I have a rare craving for Sardinian clams and a nice glass of an unassuming Brunello.
Oliver, are we gonna talk about this?
Sorry?
Well, it just seems a little odd that your missing wife finally came back from Paris and you're having dinner with me.
Well, I thought I could kill two birds with one stone. Turn the letter to Caitlin and...
Get some emergency clams? Holly told me about the clam thing.
What else did she say?
Well, she did mention that you could change your mind with it. Oliver, this has been a terrible shock. If you have to leave, I can handle Caitlin and the letter.
To be honest, Miss McInerney, I can't imagine doing anything else right now. This is what we do best. We deliver.
We are good at this, aren't we?
Slow night.
Well, the food is marvelous. I imagine this must be quite the popular place.
We have our good years and our bad years. It's like a marriage.
I understand that.
We were so crazy about each other. We had that kind of thing where you tell yourself, this is not the kind of girl I ever thought I'd marry. But then you do. For the first few years, things were so great. And the recession hit us hard. We almost lost this place. But Katie always found something to cheer us up, make me laugh.
I've actually seen a giant mosquito take away my brother. Didn't keep him for long, just dropped him off in Topeka. Thank you guys so much. You guys have been an absolutely fantastic audience. Thank you so much.
We had to work 6 days a week just to keep it together. So we decided to wait, to start a family. I decided. When we finally felt like we were ready, the doctor told Katie that she couldn't. And oh man, that was tough. After that, we just kind of drifted into our own little worlds. We just stopped being Katie and Joey. I could see things were starting to fall apart. And she started going out Monday nights. That's the night we're closed. I'd stay at home, I'd watch football, and she went to the movies with the girls. At least that's what she told me. One Monday night I followed her. She walked in alone, but that's not how she walked out. We'd both seen it coming. I just thought I'd get it over with. So I had the papers drawn up. I waited a while. I went back and forth. You know, I almost mailed them. But I couldn't.
And who did mail them?
I did. Accidentally. That's how I got this bum leg. I got in a fight trying to stop a carjacking. A couple of guys beat me up pretty good. I almost died.
You know, the amazing thing is that Katie walked into that hospital room 2 years ago, and she never left my side again. We got our marriage back. I never told her I knew what she did. I forgave her, and I moved on.
You forgave her?
Joey, Oliver's very good at his job. And if there's one thing that he's taught me, it's that things happen all the time that at first may seem all wrong. But when we have faith that something greater might be at work, all those things, they just end up working together for good.
I think in light of the circumstances, perhaps we can make an allowance and entrust the envelope to you to do with as you see fit.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's odd. I must have left it back at the DLO. I'm sorry, I've been a bit distracted today.
Joey. Hey, Michael. Get the rest out of my car and put him in the back.
Hey.
Hi. I'm Caitlin. Hi. How's the food? It's delicious. Oliver.
Hey, guess what you guys forgot? Caitlin's letter.
No, Norman. Oh, that's for me?
Hey, we should talk just before you.
What is this?
It's 2 years old. Doesn't matter. You should throw it out.
You were going to divorce me?
It was a mistake.
When did you mail these?
The night that I got hurt.
So I've spent the last 2 years nursing a man who was planning to divorce me.
I didn't tell you because it doesn't matter. I forgive you.
For what? What are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about what you did.
Joey, I have absolutely no clue what you were talking about.
2 years ago, I saw you with another man at a parking lot outside the club.
You
in
saw
Alameda.
me in a parking lot with a man. Well, there goes the marriage.
It was more than that, and you know it.
You lied to me. You told me you lost this in the fight.
You lied to me every Monday for weeks.
Every Monday. Oh my gosh. That man you saw in the parking lot was the owner of the nightclub we used to go to. Do you remember those open mic nights, how he's always saying he was looking for new talent? Well, I went to go see him.
I'm finding out that when you marry an Italian chef, you have got to know the lingo. Spaghetti, rotini, rigatoni, crostini, cannelloni, calamari, ravioli, fusilli, linguini, eeny, meeny, fettuccine. Do they not eat any food that ends in a consonant? What are they saving the consonants for?
And he liked the way I could tell a story, and so he said he'd coach me. And I got to thinking that maybe if he could teach me how to be good at being funny, that I could surprise you. I'd take you back to that nightclub and then watch your face when they'd introduce me and I'd walk up on stage and knock them dead. And then I'd get to see you laugh again. It's the truth. I should have told you what I was trying to do. I just didn't want to fail at that. The way I failed with the baby.
Don't say that. Don't say that. You didn't fail. I failed you. I should have told you how I felt, and I did. I almost lost you. You forgive me.
Of course. That's what we do.
Yes, Miss Holly O'Toole's room, please.
Where would you like to sit?
Oh, I don't care anywhere. How about right here? Ooh, I would just love one of those.
Two, please, thanks.
Thank you.
So, this feels very strange. Letter I wrote to you was lost so long ago I can barely remember what it said.
Well, you said that if I came back, you'd try to see my dreams through my eyes.
That's right.
And you said that if I'd left forever, you'd accept that.
It was locked in a bank vault at the time I wrote that, actually.
So what are you saying? Do you want me back?
I'm sorry. That's it? Do I want you back? Holly, I want an explanation. I want to know why my wife ran away to Paris and never even called, never wrote. Do you have any idea what you put me through? You let me sit here 2 years, terrified that maybe something happened.
But nothing happened. Well, lots happened, but nothing bad.
That would have been nice to know.
Ollie.
Please don't call me that.
You know, the first night we met, I was perfectly honest with you. I told you that I needed to be free. That I wanted to travel the globe with a backpack and a journal and a few nice pieces of Chanel, write poetry, see where the road took me.
We were lost in a blizzard. You were delirious. Your core body temperature was 89 degrees.
Why did you marry me?
What?
Why did you marry me?
Holly, you are a beautiful woman.
Oh.
With a fascinating way of looking at the world that could entrance the most stoic of men. I had never met anyone like you. You made me uncomfortable with my life. And I thought maybe that's good. Maybe my life needs a little shaking up. You certainly did that.
You were amazing in that storm. Fearless. The way you carried me through the snow, it was epic. When two people go through what we did, lost on that mountain, trying to stay alive, I think something happens, you know? I mean, what else were we gonna do but think that maybe it wasn't an accident? At least that's what you said, and I believed you.
And I meant it.
You loved being my hero, and I needed one. You were so smart and educated and sophisticated, and all of the things I wanted to learn how to be. And I learned so much from you, Oliver. But the biggest thing I learned, the biggest thing, was that if you want to be a grown-up, you gotta be your own hero.
I'm sorry. Huh? I don't understand how leaving your husband at the Pony Express exhibit at the National Postal Museum can be considered heroic.
Oh, well, heroes can be cowards.
What? I have no idea what you're talking about.
See? That's it. You leave us alone in a car with only the two of us to heat each other up, and we communicate just fine. But talking with actual words, we were never very good at that, which is why it's so amazing that in the past 2 years I've really learned to express myself.
In 2 languages, apparently. Can you use one of them now to tell me why you came back?
Yeah. To see you. To see how it feels. To find out what I want.
What about what I want?
What do you want?
Peace.
Oh, that's beautiful.
No. That's essential.
I know.
I can't go on like this.
I don't want to be the first one to say it.
What? Are you talking about divorce?
No. Maybe. I don't know. If we say it, can't take it back.
No, we can't. And marriage is so sacred, so precious. Ending it shouldn't be an easy thing to do. Holly, been a long day.
Yes.
I've had a lot of surprises. I've eaten a lot of clams. Let us not get divorced tonight.
Okay.
We'll talk it over tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I'm gonna go upstairs. I think I'm gonna write a poem about this.
Good idea.
This song's for you if we come to a close. Let the words put your feet on the ground and remember me as a woman.
Going my way?
And look for you as a
Miss McInerney. You're, in early?
I couldn't sleep.
Neither could I.
Come on up here with me. Come on. Come on.
So, do you know what you're gonna do?
I'd like to do the right thing.
You always do.
No. No, I don't. Waited more than a year to write her letter because I just... There is so much I could have done and I didn't. And I don't know why.
Because it hurt. It froze you up. You're like the snowman I saw in the park on my way in this morning. And he's just stuck there, left behind by someone who made him that way. All he can do is wait for the thaw before he can change.
But then he melts.
You haven't forgiven her, have you? Forgiveness. Just doing the right thing, Oliver. That has to happen first, and then you'll just know what to do next.
You are surprisingly good at this.
Well, I learned from the best. Some singing postal detective philosopher guy who believes in spring and doing the right thing. Spring thing.
You know they found 5,600-year-old popcorn kernels that were still poppable?
Buried in an ancient Peruvian funeral urn.
Hey! You guys made it! We did.
This is so exciting.
Kind of like returning to the scene of the crime.
Yeah. Well, I just thought, what better place to celebrate, right? Where's Oliver?
Oh, he had a last-minute dinner, and he sends his best.
It's too bad. He would have been perfect.
For what?
For Ken. The owner guy.
He's the MC and he likes to warm up the audience, but he got a flat tire. And comedians don't like to do long holds, so it's gonna be a little bit of a wait.
Oh, that's a shame.
Hey, What about Ramon? He's really good at introducing people and talking to crowds.
Ramon?
My friend, Ramon Rodriguez.
Oh, the weatherman!
Oh, show must go on, right?
Rita, you're Miss Special Delivery. You get up there.
What? I can't. I don't know what to say.
You speak in public all the time.
But Oliver writes my speeches. I can't just go up there and be funny. It's too scary.
Remember what Ramon says? Once we face our fears, they no longer have power over us.
Ramon said that?
Oddly, yes. Look, I just have this feeling that it's really important that the audience get warmed up and, you know, get things going. I think Joey really needs...
Hi. My name is Norman. Norman Xavier Dorman. I'm not a comedian or anything like that, but while we're waiting for the show to start, you have to get warm. So I thought I would talk a little while you do that. So I know a lot of stuff about unusual stuff, like polyester and barbed wire. And, well, let's see. Floridian beekeeping. Well, southern Florida, of course.
So someone read them and gave them to a publisher, and voila.
You're a poet.
Yeah, of sorts.
I mean, let's face it, I'm not a very good poet, but I love it. It takes me out of my head and puts me back in my heart. I wrote a poem about us last night.
Oh.
Before you read it, I want to say how sorry I am that I took so long to come back. I shouldn't have waited, but the longer I waited, the further away the road home seemed. But I'm here now, and I just hope that we can...
Should I read it now? Is this, what you want?
Yeah.
And religious relics of the Amish, holy plows, and, sacred spindles. And I also know all of the retired zip codes in North America. And I bet you're wondering why. Well, I work at the Dead Letter Office at the U.S. Postal Service downtown. And we get to figure out where all the lost letters and boxes go. One time we got a giant bear. And someone's old dead ashes. Well, thank you. You've been a wonderful audience. Stay warm.
Dorman! What a funny guy. Okay. Well, speaking of funny...
Norman, that was...
None of it on stage.
You blew everyone away.
Well, some people talk about the weather, and some people make it.
So, we have a special guest tonight. A few years ago, she came to me to learn the ropes because she wanted to surprise her husband with her own act. They've been through some rough times, but they're finally here. So, please, let's put our hands together and welcome to the stage her husband, Joey Castellucci.
Hi. A few years ago, my wife started coming here because she wanted to surprise me. Caitlin, you are the most amazing woman in the world. You came here a long time ago to learn how to make me laugh. And I'm here tonight to make you a deal. If you'll put this ring back on my finger, I promise you I will never take it off again. Caitlin Castellucci, will you marry me one more time?
Yes. You know, a funny thing happened on the way to our divorce. We fell back in love.
Dance with me?
Really? Since when did you learn how to dance?
You asked me to, remember?
April in Paris. This is a feeling.
Gosh, you really did it. I tried so hard, but you wouldn't do it for me. And I thought I could talk you into anything.
Well, if I remember, I could talk you out of anything.
I never knew the charm of spring. Never met it face to face. I never knew my heart could sing.
Don't kiss her.
Never missed a warm embrace till April in Paris. Whom can I run to? What have you done to my heart?
In the wee small hours of the morning, when the whole wide world is fast asleep, you lie awake and think about the boy, and never even think of counting sheep. When the whole wide world has learned its lesson, he'd be yours.
Shane? Oh, you scared me.
Why are you putting your stuff in a box?
I wrote you a letter. I'm leaving. I'm moving away.
What?
I just realized that I don't really belong here anymore. course you do.
Are you going back to Washington, D.C.?
No, I'm quitting the Postal Service for good.
How could that be good?
I love you both so much. This is not how I wanted to say goodbye.
Wait, I don't understand what happened.
Nothing. Nothing finally happened. Don't let nothing happen to the two of you. Okay?
What about the Postables?
Oh, Norman, you always have the Postables.
Dear friends, I can't tell you how much it has meant to me to spend this last year with all of you. It's funny what lessons I've learned about living by delivering a dead letter. About saying the things we mean and finding the right words to say them.
But somehow, I can't seem to find the right words to explain what I'm saying. Goodbye. Just know that it's for the best. Always, Shane.
What is she talking about?
Holly.
Holly? What does Holly have to do with this?
Oh, Norman. When two people who truly care about each other don't tell each other that they truly care about them, then the person they care about can think that they don't care about them. And then they find someone else who cares about them. And then it's too late. Oh, I know this doesn't make any sense.
No, it does.
It does.
You always make sense to me, Rita.
I do.
Are you in love with Ramon?
Ramon? No. I'm in love with you. I'm in love with you. Norman Xavier Dorman.
Are you hungry?
Yeah.
I'm starving.
What on earth, Oliver? What is...
An early birthday present. If you, put your weapon down, I'll let you have a swing on it. This is mine. Being dispatched with my favorite letter opener. Now that is poetic justice.
Can we please not discuss poetry right now? How long have you been here?
Hour and a half. Would have been less, but I had to stop to explain to a couple of police officers why I was installing a porch swing at 2 a.m.
Why were you?
The reason why that box contains the entire contents of your workstation.
I've quit.
You've quit.
I have ended my employment with the United States Postal Service forever and unalterably and forever. What? I really quit.
No, you haven't.
I have too.
Ms. McInerney, you have a habit of self-terminating whenever confronted with a situation you cannot control.
Well, I'm really going to do it this time.
But why?
Well, we've been together, working together now for almost a year, and it's becoming obvious that there's just no future for me with the job.
Of course there is. It just takes time to get to know each other's strengths and abilities, and to see if we have the right chemistry to work together.
Well, I think I've seen enough to know where this is going, and I think maybe there's someone better for the job.
If you recall, Miss McInerney, the position didn't even exist until you came along. I don't think I even realized what a huge hole I had in my department until you came and filled it.
Well, now you know. And I'm sure you won't waste any time replacing me.
Well, that would be impossible.
Well, I've made up my mind. I wish you nothing but happiness, Oliver. Both of you.
Both of... Miss McInerney, my wife has returned to Paris.
What?
We wished each other well, kissed each other goodbye.
You kissed her goodbye.
Yes.
And that didn't...
No. It did not.
So how do you feel?
You know, for 2 years, I've imagined what it might be like if it ever became absolutely clear that my marriage was over. Once all the questions were answered and I knew I would never be Holly's husband again, how would I feel? What would I do?
What did you do?
I went out and I bought a porch swing. Is it, like the one you had when you were a little girl?
It's better.
There's no view of the Potomac, of course. But if you look right there,
A crocus.
It was a long winter. But spring is almost here.
It's coming.
It's coming.